Hello everyone, I'm Will and welcome to the Brick Zone. This is Halo Mega Bloks set number 97262, UNSC Infinity Armor Bay. The set was originally released in 2014 and include 189 pieces. The set includes two figures. You get a UNSC technician and a red recon Spartan. The technician's uniform is white with blue detailing on the torso and arms, along with gunmetal gray on his shoulders. I think he looks generic enough that you can use him as a crewman aboard any sort of UNSC ship. So he could be on the Pillar of Autumn or the Infinity, forward onto Dawn, wherever you want him. I think his head is especially useful because you can use that on Marines or maybe Spartans who aren't wearing their helmets, which I will show later. And on the right, I think this Recon Spartan is especially unique because he has a skin on his armor. So you can see some detailing on the top of his helmet and on the front in this dark gray sort of color. You can kind of see some of it on the back of his armor here and on his shoulders. And I think it's interesting because this Spartan 4 is not in the new articulation, so you can't, swap it out or customize it like the new ones. So yeah, that does it for the figures. The main build of the set is of course the UNSC Infinity Armor Bay. I think it looks really good from the front here. The color scheme is good, uses a lot of gunmetal grays and black. I like the use of the 1x1 yellow and blue studs for lights. You can see in the front, it's on the ramp, and all around the platform they use it. And before we take a closer look at the three main things, just take a 360 look at everything. Doesn't look so good on the back. I mean, you see there are some lights back here, but that's about it. And that's what the whole thing looks like. Take a closer look on the right of the platform, you'll find a fully stocked armory. In the armory you'll find an SMG, assault rifle, saw, shotgun, and battle rifle, all of which come in black. If you take a closer look at the floor, you'll see some grilled plates, which add some texture. You can see some safety bars in yellow along the side, along with some more 1x1 studs for lights. And on the armory itself, you can see some trans blue handles. On the opposite side, you'll find another platform. This one is raised by some black scaffolding pieces. It's very similar to the last one. It has the same grilled plate piece to add some texture, along with the same safety bars, only this time they're taller. And the really interesting thing here is the control panel at the front. You can see it has an antenna along with some printed panel pieces. If we take a closer look, it just focuses. There you go. You can see that there's a print of the Recon helmet along with just an image of the full bodysuit when the Spartan goes into the actual armor bay, where they would change out of their armor or into their armor. So if you want, you could just place the UNSC technician right there, and he could be working the control panel. At the center of the platform, you'll find an armor changing station. You can see these at the end of Halo 4 when Master Chief and the other Spartans are taking their armor off. And it's pretty neat. You can spin this around 360 degrees. So here's a look at it from the back. In the front, you can see all around there's the use of the trans blue 1x1 studs for lights. You can see these lift arms on the side in white, which are fully adjustable this way. And you can also rotate them. And over here too. So, large range of motion. If you're making a stop motion or something, it could look really robotic if you want. You can see here this has a claw, or just something to grab onto the pieces of armor. And here, well, I'll show you. So if you want to put an actual Spartan there, you can. So here we have the Recon Spartan from earlier. You can put it up here on the platform, or in the armor changing station, and you can grab onto these handlebars in the center. He'll just hold onto them. There you go. So once you do that, you really gotta use your imagination from here, I guess. So, like I mentioned earlier, the technician has a generic enough head which you can swap out for Spartans or Marines. In this case, a Spartan not wearing his helmet, so we'll take his head off. And you can take the head off of the Recon Spartan, or the helmet, and you can attach it over here. So it's It's as if the armor changing platform or station is taking off the helmet of the Spartan, and maybe underneath that Spartan you can... Oh, whoops. I just keep dropping the head. Sorry about that. You can attach it to the Spartan here. And maybe that's what he looks like underneath the armor. So I thought that was pretty cool that you could do that. This one, there's not so much you can do with this claw, but it's still a cool idea. So zoom in. You can't really take off the rest of the armor, aside from the helmet, with this old articulated figure, but in a second I'll show it with the new one. Here we see a Scout Spartan in the new articulation. He fits in just as well as the Recon Spartan from earlier, but as you can see in a second, you're able to take off almost all of the armor in the armor changing station. So the difference between this and the Recon Spartan is that you can really simulate the station either putting on the armor or taking it off. As you can see here, I have some of the leg armor and the back of his torso armor and his helmet over here, and it just looks a lot better than using the old articulation, just because you can really make it believable that it's actually working. So I just thought that was really cool and just wanted to show it. I think this is a really fun set. At the time this was released, I don't think the new figures with the removable armor were out yet, but I think it would have been perfect if they just released it when those came out. For what it is, you can't really do as much with this old figure. It's a good figure to get, the Recon Spartan, but I just think with the new figures, like I showed earlier with the Scout, it would have worked out better. I think the idea of the set in general is just, it's different and new, and it's nice to get those things, not get the same thing every time. So, a nice part of the story which hasn't been made into a set before, which I appreciate. So overall, I would definitely recommend this set if you can still get it. What do you guys think of the set? Leave a comment below, like or dislike the video, and subscribe to the Brick Zone for more video reviews and stop motions.